I'm Jamie.
I'm Lisa, and welcome to our home. This is Gertie. Jamie and I have always embraced tiny living. He always wanted to have a tiny house on wheels, and I've always wanted something with everything in it drivable. Not pulling a tiny home. Not that we don't like those. We still want to kind of embrace maybe a shipping container home one day. But we started researching, van life, and we bought our van almost 2 years ago. We came across Rainer and Madison from Ray Outfitted. Next thing we know, 2 weeks later, we're purchasing our van. We bought an empty shell. We started in our van December 22nd, coming across Canada, winter camping. What took us so long, it probably took us about 18 months to do the build, is because we were taking our time. We wanted to make sure we were doing it right. Jamie retired about 1.5 years ago from Canada Post, 30 years in. We switched gears, and then we started to embrace the build of Gertie. Found Ray Outfitted, met them, and right away we knew this is who we want to help us outfit our van. Rainer's responsible for all our electrical, all our solar, all the plumbing, all the hookups. Jamie was there to help and learn as Rainer was doing the build. Right.
I pretty much did exactly what I knew I could do. I knew what my limits were, and I knew what I needed help doing. So I built the bed frame, we insulated it, we did all the flooring, we did all the ceiling panels, wall panels, with some help from Ray. But I knew what I could do, and I knew what I couldn't do, and I was smart about it.
And then we came across Happy Camper Kits, Andy. What a blessing. The cabinetry and everything you see in here, all the woodwork, paneling, A1. We're so happy with it. Andy listened to us as to what we wanted, same as Rainer. We knew we wanted to have our oven, because I love to bake bread. We wanted to be fully electrical, no propane for us. Induction cooktop, coffee fresh every morning. And our other request was we have a Berkey water filter. This needed to come with us, and Andy designed this whole holder for it. And not only does it act as our holder, but it also acts as our steps up to bed, because we're in that over 55 crowd. So I've already damaged my knee once, and I didn't want to do it again. So Andy was able to design this for us, and for only being in the van for just over 3 weeks, Jamie and I are so comfortable already with everything we have in it. First few days, maybe a few hiccups, but we've got our routine. Okay, so heading up on my steps into my bed, our bed, Jamie. And basically too, for our storage, we've got 2 cubbies. We keep it tidy. Jamie has his section, my section, and every morning we have a routine. You get out of bed, kind of get dressed up here, fold all the clothes, tuck it away, and keep it tidy. Also over here, we've got some space between the wall and the bed. Allows us to store, here's our dirty laundry. And anytime, we may not need our coats, I leave it up there. When we bought the van, we had no windows in here. So we had Rainer, actually, and Jamie helped to install a little side window. And we love it, because in the morning you get up and you can kind of peek out to see what's going on out there before we get out. We put 2 of the fans up here too. And sometimes, we love just looking out at the stars. So we chose our bed height to give a little headroom. Because, you know, sometimes if you want to be sitting up here reading, especially me, being almost 5 foot, it gives me a lot of room to sit up here and, you know, even just look out. If we have people over, they can sit there and I can sit up here. And we had all our controls put over here, and also behind here, you know, we've got the remote control for the fans. So easy for us to access while we're up on bed if we need to monitor anything or plug our phones in because we've used it too much laying in bed. Everything's just kind of where we need it. One of the other things I wanted to point out to you is look at this fancy work here from Andy. It was just straight across, and he designed this railing for us. So when we're sitting, it's not digging into our legs. Just the little details like this is what we love, what Andy did for us. So I want to show you a couple of other things that, you know, we showed to Andy. Every lady has to have one of these, don't they? Their own makeup drawer. And then under here, which I think we have the same bucket as you, Chrome. Our bucket. So this is on the slider. Our future for maybe the next couple months, we will invest in a nature's head.
Yeah.
But for now, this is working just fine for us. Okay, so we also went with the push latches. You know, when you're driving, the drawers don't open up. Easy, push it open. It's all handy, Andy. And then you latch it. So we were concerned about the weight coming into our van, and we talked to Andy about this, and Andy came up with this idea to lighten the load on all his cabinets that are in here. And he came up with this honeycomb design, which you'll see in our cabinetry where we store our oven. So with all these honeycomb coming out of here, it lightens the load in the van. Inside this cabinet is where we store our oven, and it has this roll door design, almost like a bread box.
Okay, so we wanted a fridge freezer, but we didn't want something that we'd be bending into all the time. So Madison came up with an idea where we should put the fridge freezer on a platform, some kind of raised box, so it becomes multifunctional, that it's a footstool, and we also turned it into a bench. And Andy came up with the design, and we're very happy with it. And plus the drawer is a good place to store my excess beer when it's not in the fridge. Back to that. So when we built the van, on Rayner's advice from Ray Outfitted, he said we don't want to be hiding any of the wires, no electrical, plumbing. So what we did was we used a conduit that originally came inside the van, and we've run all the electrical inside here. And Andy decided that we needed to cover that up with this beautiful valance so nobody can see it, and it can easily be taken down. And if you need to pull any wires, it's easily fixed. So basically, we wanted some extra counter space, so Andy came up with this great idea, and he designed this amazing pull-out shelf, which is nice and sturdy, and we can use it for when we're sitting in the front swivel seat, and when we need extra counter space when we're preparing food.
Needs a beer now.
Yeah. Yeah, where's my beer?
I think she's sitting on it.
Okay, so this is the garage, and we designed it so that the bed will be at the exact height so that we can fit both of our mountain bikes in here. And we've got one on either side. Right in the middle there is the back of the toilet box. On the right hand side here we have our water tank and water pump. As you can see, we have our jacks, we have our chains in here. Over on the left hand side is this beautiful solar electrical system that Raina put in for us. We're just so happy with the neatness of his work. Everything looks pretty. There's 300 amp, three 100 amp batteries in here, lithium, with a 3000 watt inverter. We also have the ability with an ACR to charge the batteries while we're driving, especially on those cloudy days in Vancouver. So on the roof we have three 200 watt panels for a total of 600 watts of solar. It's on a tiltable solar rack that was fabricated and installed by Rainer. Raina's hands were out there putting that rack together. My hands
So
were
little history of, you know, what brought Jamie and I to this. We've been together since 1978. Jamie's
long
now
time.
Yeah, okay, for who? So Jamie recently retired from Canada Post, completed his 30 years, you know, so we're into changing gears, we call it. You know, we both still kind of work part-time, but with this now, it allowed us to embrace our build, making Gertie come true. It's always been a dream of ours to be able to travel across the country in a tiny home on wheels, and this is what we chose. 18 months later, we're on the road.
Living the dream, literally living the dream. We couldn't be happier.
Can we eat that bread now?
Okay, let's do the
Look at that thing. The whole time you guys were talking, and I'm like, please. Look at that
Do
thing.
you know what else we forgot to mention is that we insulated the whole van with sheep's wool.
wool.
We insulated the van with sheep's wool.
One of the things we went with, we decided to insulate with sheep's wool. We had researched a lot on it. It was always one of the things we wanted to do. And we took our time really trying to decide whether it was what we wanted to do. We went, you know, we were going to do the spray foam, we were going to do whatever else was out there. But then we ended up coming right back to the sheep's wool. So we'll see how it goes. We were really happy with the product, and no issues with it whatsoever. You want that bread, don't you? Let's do some cutting for you. Thanks for watching, guys, and coming along and what? Okay, let's do this again. Don't hold my hand. I need to push my hand.
She needs to have.
Okay, I'm not going to do anything.
Okay. Ready? Thanks for coming along, guy, and okay, I'll do this again. See? Stop.
I got my bit down at the end.
Cheers, right?
Yep.
Okay. Thanks for coming along, guys, and looking at one more time.
It's
This will
getting
be it.
worse
Okay,
now.
this will be- Thanks for coming, guys. Oh! Last one.
You say it.
Okay, do it slowly. No,
What?
you're gonna say that you're gonna.
No,
talk.
go ahead. You can do it. You can do
Okay.
this.
Thanks for coming by, guys, and having a look at our van, and happy travels to you too.
Cheers.
We'll see you
Bye
again.
now.
Bye bye.